There is some bad news for people who were depending on the parents and grandparents sponsorship program to come to Canada. In this video, we're going to talk about the changes recently announced to this program by IRCC and what they mean for applicants and their family members. But before we get started, my name is Madhur Parashar. I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. My contact information is on this video and in the description. If you need any help with your Canadian immigration applications, feel free to reach out and schedule a consultation call. Now let's get into this topic. On July 15th, IRCC announced that they are pausing the parents and grandparents program indefinitely. What this means is that they will not be accepting any new applications to sponsor parents and grandparents of Canadian citizens and permanent residents. But they will process 15,000 applications that are already in their backlog. Now let's look at the background of this program so that you understand exactly what is going on. So back in 2020, IRCC opened a pool for people who wanted to sponsor their parents and grandparents to become PRs of Canada. Thousands of people submitted their expression of interest into this pool, and at some point that pool was closed. From 2021 to 2025, IRCC has been drawing people out of that same pool through a kind of lottery process. And they send out invitations to these people who get drawn from the pool in that lottery. No new expressions of interest have been allowed into that pool since 2020. So what IRCC has now announced is that they will not be drawing any more people from that 2020 pool, and they will not be opening any new pool for new applicants either. So no more draws and no more entries from the pool. So effectively, all new parents and grandparents applications are on hold, and they have given no estimate of when or if this will reopen. Now, as of the start of this year, 2026, there were roughly 60,000 people already sitting in the system with applications in progress. Now, that's the backlog that IRCC says that they are trying to manage. So what happens to people who are already in progress, whose applications are already in progress? Nothing changes for them. If your application has already been received by IRCC, or you've already been issued an invitation, then that application continues to be processed normally. This pause only affects new applications. If you're in the pool and you haven't received an invitation yet, or if you were never in the pool at all, then this means no further draws and no further invitations for now, indefinitely. If you already received an invitation, you can go ahead and submit your application. And if you've already submitted an application, then it will keep moving through the process steps as normal. So that's where things stand right now. Now let's get into some analysis and speculation about this program. There's a lot of commentary going on around it. Some of it is not accurate, so I want to clarify a few things. Number one, this is a pause. It's not a cancellation of the entire program. I've seen a lot of people saying that PGP program is over, it's finished, it's permanently gone. That is not accurate. IRCC has not abolished this program. They've only paused new intake. Their goal is to work through the backlog and bring the processing times back under control. That doesn't mean the program is gone for good. It may reopen at some point in the future, we just don't know when. Now, IRCC's official reasoning is about managing inventory and managing their backlog. But one thing is obvious. Everyone in this space knows that the broader government intention or strategy right now is to bring down permanent resident numbers overall and temporary resident numbers as well. So the 15,000 target for 2026 comes from the government's 2026 to 2028 immigration levels plan. So this is not a sudden isolated decision. It's part of the bigger strategy they had put in place to slow down PR and temporary residents overall. And honestly, parents and grandparents category tends to be one of the less politically popular categories of PR. Now, I know that sounds harsh, and I'm not saying that that's a fair way to look at it. But from the general public's perspective, bringing in older parents who may have higher healthcare needs, who may be retired, they may not be directly contributing to the workforce or the economy. Now, that is seen by some people as a cost rather than a benefit to the country. Now, of course, their own families feel differently, but what I'm describing is the general political mood that shapes decisions like this. The other argument in favor of pausing this category is that if all you really want to do is to be with your parents and grandparents and spend time with them, then there is already a solid pathway for that. It's called the super visa. It gives you 5 years of stay at a time, extendable by another 2 years. So up to 7 years with your family in one stretch. So if reunification is genuinely your goal, then the government can say that the problem is already solved by super visa. Why make these people permanent residents? Again, I'm not endorsing or supporting this reasoning. I'm just walking you through the thinking that goes in behind the scenes. Now, there is one real consequence that people should note. Some applicants were planning to bring a parent in on a super visa and then transitioning them into PR once a PGP invitation comes through. Now, with that pool frozen, that bridge strategy doesn't really work for the time being because no new invitation is going to come. So there is no pathway to transition them to PR. On the plus side, the government has made the super visa itself easier to get. They've lowered the income threshold that sponsors need for qualifying to bring their parents here. And they've expanded the private health insurance options available for parents and grandparents coming on a super visa. Remember, the parents don't get provincial healthcare coverage on this status, so they have to buy private health insurance, and they've expanded the options of private insurance that they can buy. So if you're a Canadian citizen or PR who wanted to sponsor your parent or grandparent and you are not in the pool, or if you are in the pool and you haven't gotten an invitation, then what can you do? Honestly, there's not much to do except wait for the pool to reopen, and in the meantime, you can use that time well to prepare in advance. One thing you can do is keep your eligibility solid. Now, this comes down to two things: your immigration status as citizen or PR and your income. File your taxes properly and maintain your income and keep your documentation clean year after year. Because when the pool reopens, then your eligibility will be assessed according to your income history in the past years. And the second thing you can do is keep your parents and grandparents prepared. If and when an invitation comes, they'll need a complete PR document package. And for parents and grandparents, some documents may be difficult to obtain or translate or figure out some workarounds so that there is no scrambling later. So to sum up, the PGP program is not over. Processing continues for people already in the system, and the government still plans to approve 15,000 PR applications under this program in 2026, all drawn from the 2020 pool. At some point, hopefully, the pool will open again, but until then, stay subscribed to this channel for latest immigration updates. Once again, my name is Madhur Parashar. I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and reach out to us if you need help with your immigration applications.